I'm your host, JYD, and this is the Recap John. Welcome to the Recap John, where we cover all past fights and let you know if it was a good John, bad John, terrible John, or anything in between. If you didn't see our first episode, which was Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson, go back and watch that and then come back here. That fight absolutely warranted an episode all its own. So that was episode 1, and now we're going to cover the remainder of that fight card. We're going to start with the Keyshawn Davis versus Jamaine Ortiz fight. I was on record multiple times saying that, this fight is going to be a close fight. It's going to be an entertaining fight. Jamaine Ortiz is not a pushover. So, don't be surprised if Jamaine Ortiz pushes Keyshawn to the limit because, yes, while some people may look over Jamaine Ortiz, he definitely is a really, really, really good fighter. And I thought this was going to be a much closer fight, 50-50 even. And no, Keyshawn Davis absolutely said to hell with that. Put on an excellent performance. Just even from the very first round, Keyshawn Davis made Jamaine Ortiz look uncomfortable, if you will, right? His jab, his distance, little traps and things that he was setting up, his ring generalship, it had at points in times it made Jamaine Ortiz lunge in or fall off balance or reach in and make a lot of mistakes. And again, Jamaine Ortiz has fought on that level where he has fought Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko, and a lot of people feel like he did actually beat Teofimo Lopez. And Lomachenko is a great fighter in his own right, so he's fought on this level before, and Keyshawn Davis showed the level difference between them two. Again, like I said, it made him lunge in a lot, reach in, and make a lot of mistakes, had him uncomfortable. His jab, his distance, and then his ability to close out on that pressure toward the end of the fight was absolutely the difference maker. He came through when he needed to, put them body shots together, man. Them body shots hurt. Those body shots hurt. Keyshawn Davis can box. He understands distance, and he can also fight too. So when it's time for Keyshawn to actually bite down and make it into a fight, he's actually going to make it into a fight. Yes, I've been on record saying I'm not the biggest personal fan of Keyshawn Davis, and I'm not. But that has nothing to do with the fact that if the man can or can't fight. And nobody who watches Keyshawn Davis can say that man can't fight. The man can fucking fight. Now, other things that he may have done makes it questionable or hard to like him or not, but who gives a good goddamn? Nobody cares if you like a person or not. It's about can they fight. And Keyshawn Davis for 110% can fight. He put the body shot to him once, boom, made Jamaine Ortiz take that knee. Then he came and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. If the body shot landed and it hurt you, if you get back up, I'm going to find a way to set that body shot up again, and I'm going to throw it. Even if you block it a little bit, I know that you still felt it. So I got to set it up another type of way, bop, 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 and then put it in there. I'm going to absolutely put it in there. And he did that. And then the second time, he hit him with the body shot, bang, he made him go ahead and take that knee. And, the referee decided that was enough, John, couldn't get past that, and that's what it was. I think it was an absolute great performance by Keyshawn Davis. I think Keyshawn Davis is definitely a force to be reckoned with. I don't think anybody's going to have an easy night with him at all. The man can fight, and that's just the plain and simple of it. Like, everything else means nothing. That man can fight. I think it was a great John. I think overall his performance was a great John. Where does Jamaine Ortiz go from here? I'm not really sure, but I do believe that Keyshawn Davis's performance was absolutely a great John. So hats off to Keyshawn Davis and to his team as well. And rolling on to the next fight, we got the Battle of the Balds, which started off as to pay or not to pay, which was big baby Jarrell Miller. It's funny, man. He took it all in stride. The first rounds come out, as Jarrell Miller said, even on It Is What It Is, interview that he just did with Cam and Mason Stat. He was saying he went back to the corner, and his corner man was like, yo, you getting your ass kicked, man, what's going on? But he kind of kept looking up at his toupee, and he like, is my toupee coming off? Now pause there and rewind. So Big Baby Miller gets caught with the uppercut in real time. Bing, boom, he gets hit with it. Bang, toupee comes flying up. Wham! So he kind of hits a Yameen joint because he felt the breeze. So he kind of hit a Yameen, like trying to hold that thing down. You know, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. He said, nah, you don't worry about holding that headpiece down. You mean hold that defense down because I'm about to put a combo on you. And he did. Bing, bing, brr, bing, bing, bing. And the toupee just say bing, 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 bing. You know, the toupee get to doing everything that the combination is doing. So it was a rough joint. He go back to the corner, as I said, it's his, you know what I mean, his corner man, like, yo, you getting your ass beat. What you mean? You got to get yourself together. And this is, you know, what Big Baby was even saying as well. And his corner man kind of keep looking up at his hairpiece like, and he like, this joint coming off. So he like, man, listen, I get up. I feel it breathe some more, so I just take it off. You know, I'm boom. So first of all, the hairpiece, the toupee, 10 out of 10 performance. Absolutely 10 out of 10 performance. Choreography, great. Moved on cue, did what it was supposed to do. You know what I mean? And then it even went for, you know, some crowd surfing. He took it off, threw it in the crowd. The hairpiece went from being in the ring to having a front row seat to the fight. You know what I mean? You had some people pick it up, you know, play with it. You know, shout out to the lady who she put it on her head. Right in the front, you know what I mean? She had the shag in the back. Shout out to Showbiz, the adult. You know what I mean? Her shag was her ponytail, and she had the joint on top. You mean the toupee sitting over there? It had its own little front row seat to the action, man. So, you know, you can't get better seats than in the ring and front row. So the toupee absolutely did his thing. Shout out to the barber who gave him the hairpiece. I believe he said it was like $700. And he said he had the joint extra, you know, extra laid down, extra glued on. Wasn't enough. The punch power from Ibeh was just pop. Was too much. It made the toupee do the thing. So now, you know, Big Baby Miller gets up, throws it in the crowd, embraces it, go back out there, rumble. He got the little Yameen, he got the little beads in the front. Shout out to Martin, you know, and the sardine cam, the Mr. Magoo for the rest of the fight, and that's just what it was. You know, do I think that Big Baby did what he was supposed to do? I think he did what he was supposed to do. I do think it was a close fight. I do. Some people say it could have went either way. The right man could have won, whatever. You know, shout out to Big Baby, you know. I'm happy he was out of the medicine cabinet for this fight, so good joint on that. He came to perform. You know, it was an okay joint. You know what I mean? It was an okay joint. I think we seen the Big Baby that, you know, that we know we're going to see. I think and this is no shot or disrespect, you know, I just keep boxing. That's all it is. Nothing is ever personal. I think we seen the Big Baby that we know we're going to see. He performed, you know, as he does. He got the win, and that's really all that matters. So like I said, as far as the toupee go, beautiful joint. That was my first ever live terrible joint as well. Boom, we get up, me and my old lady's about to pray. Next thing you know, hairpiece pop up. I'm like, whoa, hold on. I grabbed the Yameen, boom, boom. It was crazy, bro. Watch the joint. Beautiful joint by the hairpiece. Terrible joint, you mean, but beautiful joint by the hairpiece. 10 out of 10 hairpiece. Amazing joint. As far as Big Baby Miller's performance goes, you know, it was an okay joint. You know what I mean? It was the Big Baby Miller that we know. And shout out to Big Baby, you know, because he's been taking this in stride. I mean, he's been on about 3 or 4 different interviews. He's been making the rounds. I'm sure monetizing off it and everything else. So, you know what I mean? That's how you embrace a joint. And like he said, I can't get my top pushed back and get my ass kicked. So I got to go out there and get the dub. You know what I mean? And he got the job done. So great joint on his end. The next fight that we are going to jump onto is the Shushu versus Castro fight. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Carlos Castro versus Bruce Shushu Carrington. Welcome to Shoe York. Welcome to Shoe York. Welcome to Shoe York. Let me tell you, man. He came out, you know, he in his shell. Bah, bah, bah. You know, he popping a jab, he getting it going early. He finding his rhythm, defense good. He rotates his hands up, good places. It's boxing. So you're going to get caught with shots. But I think Shushu is defensively responsible. Whenever he does combinations and certain things like that, or he gets in certain range, he will rotate their hand up, bop, 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 and then he'll go back into the shell. He'll mix in between the two. Can't remember exactly what round it was, but it was early on. He ended up getting caught right behind the ear. It wasn't the back of the head. It was like behind the ear, temple, ear shot. Those are shots that will throw your equilibrium way off. And he got caught with the shot. Boom. nice little hook right in the back of his ear, and he kind of stumbled back to the ropes, and he got himself together. Castro come up on him, letting the combinations go, but Shushu defensively sound. He's firing back too, but he's getting himself together, but staying defensively sound. Some people would say you got to clinch right there, and yeah, that's the right thing to do. But sometimes when you're a fighter and all you know is fight, sometimes it doesn't really necessarily click to you that you should be clinching in that moment. And he didn't clinch. He got himself together. He put it together. Then Castro kind of fell back to the center of the ring, and Shushu's like, "Oh, come on, come get that." And I feel like Castro was kind of in a bit of a gun to your head moment, right? Because if Castro stays in the center of the ring, Shushu is under no obligation to go toward him to the center of the ring. Shushu could say, "Okay, you don't want to come to me? Cool." Shake his legs out a little bit, get his bearings, because once you go into the center of the ring, that's no man's land in that instance. Why? Because the ropes can still hold you up. So let's just say he get caught shot, boom. The ropes hold him up, he can bounce back, and he can make it look like the ropes didn't hold him up. So he can get himself together. So Castro was like, "Here I come." He go back in there, Shushu still holding it down, bang. He made the adjustment, and we march on, and he did. Castro was never stopped before, never knocked out. He was only stopped once on his feet, but he was never knocked out before. And Shushu comes, and going back to the defensive responsibility that I was talking about, he comes and he hits him with he hit him with a shot, pull, boom, and then he ducks under. When he ducks under, you can see hands in place, right? He's trying to roll up under the shot. Bing, bing, body shot. Bing, 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 bing. And then puts Castro out with a 5-piece combination. Bow. And Castro falls, hit the deck. Boom. This is something I want people to understand about boxing and about concussions and head trauma, right? People will look at it and say, "Oh, he was laying there like this, like he just accepted it. He could have got up." Absolutely not. That's not how that works, right? So just imagine your sleep, dead sleep, right? And then somebody comes, you in the best part of sleep, you in your REM cycle, you in REM sleep, REM, you in your REM sleep cycle, right? You in it now, and somebody come, boom, throw cold water on you. When you jump out your sleep, what do? You looking around. Your body is going through the motions. You're not actually conscious. You're not aware, but that shocked you. You looking around. You're not processing anything that's going on while you're looking around. You're just looking around until your body fully wakes up and is like, "All right, hold on, wait a minute. I'm fucking soaking wet all over. You mean water all over my face and shit? What's going on?" Until you actually process what's going on, you're not fully conscious. You're not cognizant of anything that's going on around you. You're just going through the motions in a panic. That's essentially what happened. Without him, but that's what happened. Even sometimes you see somebody, boom, they might hit their head, and then they go into the season movements and they arms and stuff, and they stiff because your CNS, your central nervous system, bam, it got rattled, and your body is literally trying to fight off the paralysis, trying to fight off that shock. And it's hard to get through that. So you might be going through the motions and moving, but you're not conscious, you're not aware, you're not there. And that's what happened with Castro. He was sitting up like this, like, "All right, hold on, like, let me kind of, all right, let me get my shit together. What's going on?" Like, I'm seeing what's going on, but I'm not processing. The brain isn't processing that. And that's what y'all have to keep in mind. So Shushu, he beats the count, he steps outside of the ring, he doing this thing, he going up, you know what I mean? And it was a good joint. It was a beautiful joint, absolutely great joint. Beautiful performance, beautiful joint by Shushu. Shout out to Castro, because he put on a hell of a performance too. Overall, the performance was amazing. He says it's the Shoe World Order instead of the New World Order. It's the Shoe World Order. He said it was it's Shoe York. So shout out to him. Beautiful joint, man. And that was that that's just how the cookie crumbles. So this right here was episode 2. Just in case I could be tweaking, but we're also going to give a little bonus one, which was the Ammo Williams fight. So Ammo had because I'm not sure if that was on the main card or not. I could be tweaking, whatever, we're gonna cover it anyway. Ammo had a 24-hour replacement. He was supposed to be fighting Adames initially. Adames came down with a form and fashion of sickness. Don't know what's going on. Does hope he gets better. So we needed a guy on a 24-hour replacement. I cannot remember the guy's name. I want to say it's Talese or something to that effect. No disrespect. I'm so sorry. So sorry. But he came on 24-hour notice. Did Ammo look his best? No. But you got to remember, when you are training for a style and you're training for somebody, and then that person falls out for whatever the case may be, especially 24 hours before the fight, it can throw everything off, because I'm training for this one guy, and then now I got a whole nother guy. We've had a whole camp based around this 7, 8, 9, 12 weeks of it. Some people have camped, and this is what I'm basing it off of. I think the guy came. I'm going to say Talese. If it's not Talese, I'm so sorry. He comes, and he the early rounds, I do think he outboxed him for like the first 2 or 3 rounds. He was looking good. Then Ammo caught his rhythm, he caught his stride, started putting shit together, caught him with a beautiful uppercut. Bing! I want to say it was in like the 5th round, maybe. I think he caught him with the uppercut in the 5th round, maybe 4th, 5th. Caught him with the uppercut. Boom! Beautiful joint, put him down. Wasn't able to put the nail in the coffin. The fight goes the distance. But again, like I said, it was an okay joint. But we got to keep in mind, with an asterisk next to that, hey, it wasn't the guy he was supposed to fight. You know what I mean? I do believe he's going to get another fight with Adames, right? I can't call it a rematch because they never fought, but he is going to get another fight maybe in a couple months or so down the line with Adames, right? So says by Eddie Hearns, which was that's not coming from me, that's coming from Eddie Hearns' mouth. When Eddie Hearns talked to him, when Eddie Hearns got the news of Adames, he talked to him. Eddie Hearns was hot mic'd up, and him and Ammo was talking, and he said, hey, a couple months down the line, we're gonna get it back, just get your win, do what you gotta do. And Adames, I'm sorry, not Adames, I'm so sorry. Ammo got the win, so he did his part. So now, if everything is set in stone, I don't know what's going on. In the words of Burr from Hamilton, I gotta be in the room where it happens. The room where I'm not in the room where it happens, where they're negotiating those things. You know what I mean? So if everything was there, if I was a fly on the wall in the room where it happens, I would tell you if it's concrete or not. But from what Eddie Hearns is saying, they're going to get another Rumble. Him and Adames, they're going to set up the date later on, and that's going to be there. So we're looking forward to that, John, too. So yeah, that is the recap, John. Like, follow, subscribe, comment what you think. I appreciate y'all. We 2 episodes deep. We're going to keep this going. This is the John for us. Please like, follow, subscribe, share, do all of the things, man. We need your support. I love y'all. Thank y'all. Until next time, beautiful John. Peace.